If you've been trying to figure out what type of support your child needs, this video is for you. We have helped hundreds of families figure out what type of support is perfect for their children. So I'm going to be breaking down the 3 signs you should be looking for, the 5 levels of support, and when to know when to move up, and the exact questions that you should ask to be able to get the answers that matter the most. By the end, you'll know where your child fits and what to ask for next. So this is a breakdown of what we're covering, the stress signals that actually matter, the 5-level ladder, and when to move up, and the 5 questions that reveal the truth to what to ask any school or program you enroll your kid in. There's always the wrong question and the right question. And the wrong question is, does my child need an IEP? The right question is, what level of support does my child need right now? A lot of times parents get stuck up on labels of IEP, 504, or nothing. But what actually matters is how's your child coping right now and how much built-in support do they have right now to be able to learn the most efficiently. So an analogy of this is glasses. Some kids just need glasses to be able to see better. Some kids need a after-school tutor program. And some kids need to be taught in a completely different specialized type of way. It's about finding what is the biggest quality of life factor for your child and how you can solve that in the best, most effective way. But before we talk about levels of support, we should talk about the stress signals that you should always be watching for. Your child's body will tell you the truth. They'll either have stomach aches every Sunday night or morning. They won't be able to sleep on Sunday nights. And they'll have massive headaches that make it very hard for them to just survive or let alone be able to do what they want to do. The patterns you should be looking at is, does it spike during school days and does it improve during the weekends or not? Stress signal number 2, homework should take roughly up to 10 minutes per grade level. For example, for 3rd grade, it should be about 30 minutes, for 6th grade, 60 minutes, and for 9th grade, it should be about 90 minutes. If your child is spending way longer on this, something is not matching up. Then stress signal number 3, which is after school collapse. Are they angry? Are they having meltdowns? Are they not regulated when they come back from school? What is going on in that specific moment? And we're not just saying occasionally, we're saying that it's happening very, very often. And if you're seeing these patterns for more than 6 to 8 weeks, it's very likely that your child needs more support than what they're currently getting in their current environment. Here's how support levels actually work in school. Think of it as a ladder. Your child only climbs as high as he needs. We have level 1, teacher tweaks, level 2, small group help, level 3, 504 plan, and then level 4, IEP, and lastly, specialized environment. Level 1 is when you have small classroom adjustments like seating, check-ins, visual schedules, and when kids are mostly keeping up, but there are small changes that need to be made. This will work for 80% of kids. There's no paperwork, just communication with teacher. That's pretty standard. Usually you'll move up from this when you've tried doing this for a full 8 weeks and nothing has been changing, no matter the schedule changes. Now, level 2 is small group help. It's an extra 20 to 40 minutes per day in small groups of 3 to 6 kids with specific skills like math, reading, or behavior. This is perfect if your child is behind and just needs a little bit more extra help. The problem is when you're trying to move up after 6 to 8 weeks and the gap really isn't closing. And level 3, the 504 plan. This is for children that need more time for tests, need more breaks, or just need to be able to work through their anxiety. The simple test is if you can give them unlimited time in a quiet room, could they just do the work? That's 504. You want to move up when accommodations are being made and they still can't keep up with that specific grade level content. Now at this point, you will go to level 4, which is IEP or specialized teaching or services. This is when the teacher has to teach differently for your specific child based on how they learn best. Because of their certain learning styles, it's very important to get this correct to what works best. This can include speech, counseling, behavior support, anything that has to do with specialized help for your specific kid. The biggest difference between a 504 and an IEP is the IEP teaches reading using a completely different method than a standard. You move up when, even with a solid IEP, your child is falling apart emotionally most days. Then we have level 5, the specialized environment. This is when you have a small school or a therapeutic school or an alternative program that is usually 1 to 4 kids. This is usually the best answer when the environment is wrong and they need a very specialized environment that can help them thrive. This includes things like smaller class sizes and more staff support and any therapeutic services that are built into the day for your child. And the reality is most kids don't really ever need this level. You only move here when a solid IEP is not enough and they're still struggling emotionally. Now here are the 5 questions that cut through most of the noise for any program or school you're putting them in. What happens after 6 to 8 weeks if a child isn't making progress? A good answer is we adjust the plan, we add more support, or we change the intervention. Any vague answers, we give it more time, are red flags. Secondly, can you show me data on kids with profiles like my child? This makes them be specific if they actually have data on what works or not for your child's situation. Thirdly, if my child only had accommodations, would they keep up? If they hesitate, that might be a clue that you might need more specialized support. Now, number 4, on a hard day, what does support actually look like? It'll show you what do they do if things are not going to plan? What is their specific measurements that they'll do or put in place so they can fix it? And lastly, number 5, what student profile doesn't do well here? This is very specific and it reveals information that allows you to know, is this the right program or not for your kid? And some facilities are just not equipped for your type of kid, and that is very important to be clear on beforehand. But what I want you to take away from this is find the right support for a child depends on what improves their quality of life the most. What specifically are they dealing with sensory-wise or school-wise that will make their quality of life the best? It's about being honest about what stress signals you're seeing with your child and what are they dealing with, either that's anxiety, emotional regulation issues, or anything that needs direct support so that they can actually learn and be able to thrive in the environment that they're in. It's about knowing what resources are available to you and what works best for you and your child so that you can both thrive. In future videos, we're going to be breaking down what resources are available, how to be able to help support your child better, and teach you what is the most important things that you should know as a parent. If that sounds interesting, follow us for more, and thank you so much for watching.